Yes, people. Welcome to the Reggaecy one more time again, where we endeavor to preserve the legacy of reggae and dancehall by discussing different topics and issues going on uh, in the culture. So again, we have my brothers here with me,
Shane.
Shane, and I have Randy. So we have a few things we want to discuss, but first off, I just say that. So all the man them dog, all the week, all everybody.
Long week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Upon the juggling. Yo, last week though, we did a vibes to all the people that listen out here. And who believes cause we talk it all the time, we not tri-state. We got a beach. When we don't laugh far from it. So we got a beach in a New York, New Jersey area. Them have beach here, people.
I never we alone.
Me not hear you, Randy.
I never we alone there at the beach. A whole heap of people there at the beach, and you know what? Social distance did proper too. But not gonna lie, like the people them did kind of have them thing right, you know. And except for when they get the water.
Yo, the place did so packed. Tell the people that how long we are drive around look for parking, brother.
At least an hour and a half.
Yo, people at Jamaica and the Caribbean don't understand that. Just pull up and go wash off, you know. But still, I did a good vibe. You have to get a little wash off, and right now, through the thing still kind of locked down. We can't even get to move around. But a nice little day for spending at the summer and before the work week and right there. So anyway, we're back on it again. But I think we'd be remiss if we don't mention stuff from the last show. So for those of you who are watching, or if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. Please do comment. We like to see the comments. But we'll be remiss if we don't bring up the last topic of discussion about the Buju album. Mm-hmm. We got some feedback.
Yeah.
Some
feedback.
A lot of I don't want to use the word negative, but people felt like we were hating. Because that's the word nowadays. We were hating on the album. Now, I'm going to make it clear. This show, everyone on this show will respect Buju Banton as an icon.
Right.
From shoes tongue to ground. That's the issue. We just subjectively made our comments about the album. That was it. They're just comments about this one album. Not of all his albums.
Or of his talent overall. It's just that we did expect. We'd have a higher expectation, and it's just a matter of what we expect versus what was given. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, people need to understand that it's not a case where, okay, because an artist who is who they are, we go to say, yo, this is bad just because. You get me? Because a lot of the time when we hear new music come up, I ask myself the question, if this was a new artist coming up where nobody don't know, would you like the music the same way?
I gravitate towards.
You get what I'm saying? As you would as a artist where you are a super fan of. Right. No, you wouldn't. Most times. So I look at the music for what it is, and not just because it's Buju.
You get me? That actually brings me to a point, Randy. You did mention it. Sorry. You think people were afraid to honestly review the album? Other platforms, just in general.
Yeah, I feel like there were multiple things going on.
Or holding back.
Multiple. I feel like a lot of, and this is something I hear Buju say as well, right? I'm going to take a word out or a page out of Facebook. A lot of media personalities, the way they expect to talk about certain things, right? And point out certain issues where them never like or them think could have done better. They were more reserved, them hold back, them choose. It feel like they strategically either them choose or somebody I tell them say, yo, you know what? If you don't really have nothing good for say, don't say nothing at all. Because in my opinion, which is what we always do, we share your opinion. It still to this day, is one of his best works. right? And even though me have a whole heap of friend, I tell me, say, listen it again. Perfect example, me have a friend, I'm not gonna call him name, one of my bridging them from Florida, New York with them. Him tell me, say, our next friend of mine, tell him, say, yo, listen to the album again. Seeing? I ask him how far him reach. Remember, it's a 20-track album, him only reached track number 6. What would that tell you?
After how many weeks?
How many weeks now the album come out? From the first week from it come out. So how much week now? About a month now.
Yeah, I mean, we just don't want the people them to take it that way. As if, you know, the platform is just a critique, right? We critique other albums, and I even suggested to some of the commenters, go check out the other reviews. You know what I mean? But anyway, time for we move past that, because we don't want to add on it no more before the man themselves.
Yeah. Plus numbers don't lie. Plus numbers don't lie. So, you know if the numbers are the album are the numbers right now, as far as the last time I checked.
Well, people have got them promote. The numbers the first week was close to 3,000, I think, right?
Yeah.
That's a whole nother debate where I think we discussed that we should do this in another show.
Yeah, to talk about how the numbers work and what it equates to as far as units moved or units sold, and just our culture as a whole. Because when me see what I go on with the numbers, me did surprised, like, you know what I mean? So, but it's great though if you know, say, Till Shiloh, which is a great album.
Great.
Right? So all who feel say we just hate from Buju, when you go listen Till Shiloh, that is a great album.
He have had a great album.
You understand? He have had a lot of other great albums too, but you know.
Congratulations to Till Shiloh for Uno No finally gold.
It went gold.
What that mean?
Over 25 years since release, and that means he sell.
And that's just gold in the US. So make that clear.
Yeah.
You sell more than that. But the RIAA is an American establishment.
Yeah.
And they certified it gold of 500,000 records sold.
Yeah.
That's not an easy feat in a reggae.
Yeah, that is a big deal.
Yeah, more than half.
So congratulate Buju.
Yeah, definitely. More than half.
And 25 years to show you that the project has a lot of legs, you know?
Yeah.
And that's an excellent album. Quick segue. Favorite track from Till Shiloh. I know the man them don't even think. But favorite single.
Till Shiloh.
Yeah.
I'm missing out.
All right, me break the ice. It's between Not an Easy Road Until I'm Laid to Rest for me.
The album, they Wanna Be Loved the Dep on, right?
Yes.
You know,
Wanna Be Loved for me.
You know
that was a big one.
It's not that easy if you go back that far, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry for putting you on the spot.
Unless you've been listening to the album recently, you know that easy to go back that far. But in my opinion, that was one of his albums that every track on it actually was good. Every track on that was good. You see me?
Mm-hmm.
One them bang,
yeah. We're not gonna compare it to other ones right now, but
yeah, man. But anyway, you said something earlier about a Buju coming, and he's been recently on an American tour virtually, right? He was on Comedy Central with Trevor Noah. He was on Hot 97 Morning Show with Ebro. He was on the Breakfast Club show, and him had a video chat with Fat Joe. And when you said earlier, Randy, he even said in the video with Fat Joe, people, please comment. Please give me the feedback.
Right.
Now, for an artist that's in jail for 10 years, I honestly believe him that he really wanted to feel, and he said, good or bad.
Yeah, he really wanted to know a genuine feedback or how we receive the work, the project. You get what I'm saying? So So that is critical because people feel like say, oh, them all just praise it just because you know, he's a legend and everything, but you know, you want honest opinions.
Right, as an artist, and for the people them who are taking personal, Buju himself not taking personal.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna find something and do.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what I notice, and I don't know, but I just from just noticing things socially and with people commenting on our page personally, on our YouTube personally. You have some professional YouTube trolls that go around pestering people. Not only us, cause I've seen other other competitors, our competitors, and them go around and them pester them too. So if, for instance, a competitor agreed with them, then big them up and praise them. If they never agree with them, it's like them try break them down. And it actually seems like there's a machine because you see them everywhere, you see the same name everywhere, and it's almost like somebody appeared them.
Them probably think we not see them.
Yes, it's
Them
like
probably think we not see them.
Somebody appeared them to what them do.
No, right now, we're
not necessarily have a call on name, but you know what, it kind of make it seem like because obviously they are in favor of the artist and the music. It make it seem like either the artist appear them directly or some you know, something affiliate that's affiliate some
that's them job.
Some vehicle that's affiliated. Yeah, exactly.
Maybe they work on the project or close to the project.
Right. So some vehicle affiliated with the project appear them. So they need to go out there and prop it up. You see me? Yeah. So them not actually I give them honest opinion. Them just I try force through to say, oh,
they just hype it up.
Yeah, if I call people names and break people down and rare, but that them thing didn't work. If we did thin skin, we wouldn't even come on YouTube, we wouldn't even say we are host a show. You know, if we did thin skin like some of them. So I mean, kick rocks and go try it somewhere else. It not gonna work yourself. You see me?
Yeah, for real. But back to the media tour you was on. How did y'all feel? Randy, how did you feel about that? You know, you did kind of...
Well, so I'm going to say it like this, right? And if I keep saying this. Love Buju. Actually, two of my favorite artists of all time, not barring even genre, is Buju Banton and Bounty Killer. You see me? Right. Grow up on them and they actually inspire me for do what I do. At any rate, I love the fact that Buju actually opened up and went around and did various interviews in attempts to let people into what's been happening with him, because I feel like in the beginning he wasn't facing it head on, right? And he actually attempted to do it this time around. My issue with it, and Buju, you can't help but love Buju with how he present himself, how articulate he is.
Very articulate.
Right. I actually hope that whether it be younger or older artists from the Caribbean actually take a page out of Buju book and learn how to articulate and conduct themselves in a manner during an interview. Right? As well as Buju does. Right? But on the other side of that, I feel like Buju him kind of control up the conversation so much in a most of the interview with them. And it feels, yeah, I feel like he intentionally did it to control, again, I keep saying this, the narrative surrounding him from since him release, right? And it's not for a person trying to do that because they want to portray yourself in good light, right? But it's like it just feels like him never really either somebody well, I guess some of the hosts them they kind of maybe they were intimidated or they were afraid to question or press, you know, out of respect most of the time, right? But it just felt like I said, Buju controlled the narrative majority of the time. And he kind of overtalk, and overtalking is one of them tactics there where people use to control the conversation. you know, and that's what I felt like he did. Not that he wasn't genuine, because a lot of what he was saying, me kind of over now, but a lot of what he was saying, like as far as
I told Buju Power.
as far as people being you're outspoken and vocal, you don't know you have to be careful, because you have a target on your back. Once you seem like an outspoken, strong and firm person, you have a target on your back. You know what I mean? And you talk about education is freedom for our people, our black people, like us as black people and things. So all of them points that we touch on, there are many more points in the interviews, You know, this particular interview was the Breakfast Club interview where he did. Actually, that was my favorite interview that he actually did recently, right? Because I feel like Charlemagne attempted to actually dig and press Buju a little bit in his own little witty way, you know what I'm saying?
Him known for that, him ask the hard question.
Yeah. You know what? Him asked about the prison.
Yeah.
He asked about relationship with his son, Marcus.
Yeah.
No one has touched that topic.
Yep.
Not even journalists in Jamaica. Everybody has stayed away from that topic when it's the big elephant in the room.
Yep.
However, I actually like the response Buju gave. Overall, I like the way he conducted himself in those interviews. Now, Buju is a very private person, and now with social media and everything, even if he's not in it, he's kind of forced to go out there and market and promote the album, especially given that he cannot travel as much because of the issue and also because of the virus, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it actually gives us an insight into Buju, the person, because before all we heard was the music, always positive, always uplifting, but the actual interview supported that. And what he said about the Marcus situation was, look, sometimes you have to correct your kids. When they make a mistake, you have to correct them. And then they'll realize when they get older why you were so hard on them.
Yeah.
I used to have to go through that. I used to have my parents tell me stuff, and my father, and I'd be like, yo, what is that money, man? And now I'm old, I'm like, understand where the big man did that come from, And Buju even said, they asked him if his son was at the show, that it seemed like everything was fine. He went to the show. And Buju said, I really didn't care. And I had no problem with that answer because he made it clear I had a mission, and whether he was there wasn't going to stop the show.
Yeah, definitely.
And he did mention that, I think that was very honest. My relationship with some of my kids are strained because I was away for 10 years. Yeah. I don't know if that's the only reason, but that seems very plausible. It might because they were kids.
Yeah, it might not have been the only reason. Another thing that I like, that I liked, that question that was asked during the interview, which it seems to me would have been a difficult question if someone had asked me, right? When said Charlemagne again asked if, so what you have to say about, like, I guess the rest of them where when I want to deal with it because them say a cokehead or whatever. Like, in my mind, when him ask, I'm like, yo, that brother, you blood.
Yo.
Yeah, but honestly, yo, you see how the man delivered still? You see how the man delivered? I was like, yo, man, the man delivered it away where it not even did appear offensive, but it was a serious stab or question that Buju had to answer. And again, his response, I love him respond to it. I don't know if him think about them that before he entered into having these interviews, but our response to it was commendable.
That's I think the word I'll use. What's good is Charlemagne is very direct. He's very direct. So it forces you to answer because he doesn't go around the corner and try to kind of ask you the question and straight up just say, how you deal with this? How was that? And he asked him about the drug offense and if Buju felt like he was being targeted.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting when Buju mentioned that there was a WikiLeaks. I didn't even know that.
Mm-hmm.
I did know about the incident.
Yeah.
And like he said, I understood it as it was him being, I guess, being violent or something like that with a homosexual. Buju cleared the air saying he didn't even know the guy was homosexual.
Yeah.
The person addressed him in a way, and that's how they spin it. So that was good to know. It was good to hear all that. He didn't go in depth in the jail situation. I honestly feel maybe he don't want to talk about it, but it was the first time he actually addressed it.
Yeah, and it's good to talk about stuff like that so people know, what is what or what the actual issue is, because, when everything up in the air, everybody have their own concept in them head or own theories, you get me?
Yeah.
So it's always good for actually clear the air.
One thing he mentioned that he seems to be hell-bent on that. He said he's trying to rid the music of negativity and put positive music. He seemed hell-bent on that journey regardless of what's going on.
Right.
Not that he was never positive before, but it seemed to me that he is firm that this is what his mission is right now, and he's not wavering regardless of what anyone else is doing.
That is actually a worthy mission. As gargantuan as it may seem.
Yeah.
Is a worthy mission. My only issue with him taking on that mission, right, is because of his past is colored. Most people past kind of have colored. Nobody not perfect, right? But some of the recent interviews, him actually try address some of it, and me appreciate that. My objection against it, our fight against it, was that the fact that he is not. Him not perfect, and him never did a step forth and a claim and I say, yo, look, this happened and that happened.
Some of his mistakes.
Right. So people understand and see where I come from. You know what I mean? Tell the story, and from your perspective, whichever perspective you want to tell it, you dig, and then make the chips fall where they may. Before that, it actually seemed to me like he was trying to ignore the fact that he went through some issues recently, which not only affected him, affected his family, affected the same reggae music industry that he was a part of, So to see him step up and actually somewhat confront it, I was happy about that still. You dig? But the mission when they're on, basically, I must say, some of the artists, maybe not all, them will lead to the demise of the music by feeding the people with garbage. You know what I mean? Specifically said that. Garbage music, and specifically said that.
He said that to not just reggae. He said hip-hop artists are also basically sending their own people to gallows. Me personally had an issue with that statement.
Yeah.
Because I don't think music is the only influence on people's lives. And based on that interview, he made it seem like the reason black people are struggling is because of the hip-hop music they're listening to. I personally don't believe that.
Yeah.
Because when someone is successful and is going the opposite direction, then what are you saying? They're only listening to positive music? I don't agree with that approach. I think music is a place for everything. But I do get what he's saying. There's too much of it. And I think that's true. There's too much of the negativity sometimes.
Yeah, and at the same time, remember, it's an art form.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I say? You couldn't tell Picasso, say him not paint the ugly looking painting when he did that, because that is what he chose to express. Yes. You get what I say? It's an art form. You get me? And at the same time, to each his own. And regardless of what a man mission maybe, you can't tell a man what kind of music him to put out.
For real.
You get what I'm saying? What the most you can do is do your part. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that is my vantage point on it. You can't, you know what I mean? Yes, me understand you might feel some type of way about whatever, but saying yo garbage music, me can't agree with that.
Stick up in Shane. Because you touch on something right. You touch on something right now. I'm actually did I think, you know. You see the way in which the manner in which you might try control of the music and try control of the genre. That kind of, I feel like that cause problem in the music. It's almost like
it's like you want to try run a monopoly or
stagnate the music.
It's stagnate
like
the music,
overlord,
and it close and it close the gate for some people where
right.
That's not for them to and that aspect. It's fine. That aspect, I what he's attempting to do, like me kind of disagree with. Maybe I kind of tame him approach a little bit. You see me? Because you can't all of a sudden now you find this righteous part where you feel like, yo, this is what me I gotta do and blah blah blah.
And everybody
you feel like everybody's conform to your ideas and dreams. It no works.
Right. Because me find it judgmental.
Yep.
You know what I mean? For be about it that way, because guess what? At the end of the day, the man them garbage music can move units. You get what I say? And everybody have their own culture.
Right. I thought that was actually,
and the music of people expression of what them see around them one representation of what them either your desires or your experience.
Correct.
You get what I say?
Yeah.
So you have to allow the people them to do what they're doing. What you need to do what you're doing. Because here's my thing too. And perfect example. Gospel. Right? Gospel have a sound to me. You understand? When you have that sound, me can agree with that. But then when you have like dancehall gospel now, it's a CM sound like any other old dancehall music, except them are talk about the church and Jesus Christ, right? No, it my like, you know, back in the day when my grandmother would hear reggae music or dancehall music, she rebuke it immediately. She don't know what them are saying, she don't even hear them start saying yet, but because of the booga yaga, them would have said the beat. But now you have gospel on the same booga yaga beat. So I think thinking like that is very hypocritical and limited. You get what I say? Because guess what? If them people are doing for the music, you have to allow them to do for the music, do your music.
So part of the interview to Buju a few times mentioned how the Black Americans in this country are being treated, and on some level they are doing it to themselves with the type of music. He made some comments to me that came off very judgmental against Americans, right? Now, I've lived here for a long time, but personally, I've always felt like when it comes to certain Black issues, even though I'm Black American, that I stay away from it, from commenting or telling them how to do it, right? Because my friends that are Black Americans that I'm very close with, I realize it's a totally different experience. So I can't expect them to see the world through my lens, right?
Definitely.
And I think sometimes we have to be careful as different cultures to come off like, oh, we have to doing it is the right way or the only way.
Or better than your way.
Right? Because yes, they have their issues, but at the same time, we didn't go through what they had to go through. They're living in the #1 or a top-ranked country in the world under pressure. Jamaicans don't have to go through that.
Not at that level anyway.
So it's a different level of stress.
Yeah, I'm asking another.
Anyway, that's.
I want to ask another question because I realize this just come to mind because I realize based off of something Buju said. Now Buju said him not like the merging of the music, like basically dancehall and reggae kind of blend into hip hop, and it's basically the music I get lost, right?
Second time you said that.
Right, and effectively, in basically, I say that mean when the people them want something original or something authentic, them not gonna come to Jamaica feel, right? Want to think about that for a second, and then imagine the country.
Yeah. So what is cherry pie?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what me just make a point. Look on the contradiction from film album now. Him have music that sound like gospel. Him have music that sound like country and western, right? Yeah. Him have music that sound more worldly like pop music, hip hop sounding type music, right? So what kind of message you are saying? Why you alone for do whatever you want to do, and then you try to tell them what you do?
I think he was trying to appease everyone, and I'm back again. And that's why I think the album don't work. But however, whatever, because he was trying to appease a sound where everybody like country, gospel, some kind of hip hop, like trying to touch every different genre of music. Now, look, whether it's hypocritical or not, I don't know. Different people have them idea about this whole.
And if you don't blend with other music or meet other people halfway, how is it that reggae is going to
the expand? Music and it's struggling, I feel, because it's not growing
and it's not selling.
No,
bigger
they
point.
Say don't do this, don't collab, right? All right, I'll show you why I don't believe that. Reggaeton do trap reggaeton, right?
Yeah.
And some of their artists are still very huge, right? And people, hip hop artists still go to trap and do trap and get that remix. So I don't think that's true.
And yeah, that won't affect people coming to Jamaica to get authentic,
right?
Reggae artists or dancehall artists. That will never happen.
But what we will have though is the platform that Buju and others like him are trying to what they're trying to make sure remain. That's what I think personally is going to kill the music.
Yeah.
Because a Javilani or a Massacre, as talented as they are, they don't have a DJ Khaled or a connection to call Breakfast Club.
Yep.
So even if the music is good, no one will hear it because it cannot get on that platform. So my issue now is when the bigger heads like that take the platform and try to lock the door. Because when Buju wanna come up, right? I'm sure he never want that for Shabba or Ninja them or Super Cat lock the door, right? So my issue with that is when you become a big man now and you get older, you start lock the door now and change the game. The game now if you change to go with the older person. Me not in that.
Yeah,
me not believe in that.
So
you have to let the young youth them do what they want to do.
So overall, I make a great point, but overall, listening to all the interviews though, I must say, like again, I commend Buju for doing what I do and attempting to get certain ideas out there, certain positive ideas out there, right? Me applaud him again for how he represent for himself and represent for Jamaica and the Caribbean. You dig? My only issue is you cannot box in people, and when
free up the thing, Buju.
You can't box in people when you yourself just come out of a box. You see me?
Yeah, and one of the people them comment and say what them feel about that.
Say them honest feeling.
Yeah, that's something. Because we can't have the music have a rewind 10 years.
Like that's the only way the music can
right, because
can prosper. That's not
yeah,
true.
So Oliver,
because them still make it not prosper now.
Look on Chronics and Protege right now and Jonah Gang. They might evolve the music.
Hold on. You just touch a very important point. You mentioned Chronics, Protege, Jonah Gang. Chronics recently had an interview. And
don't forget Dre Island.
Yeah, but you can see me. I talk about as far as we interview though. You can see the difference between Chronics presented himself and handles himself in an interview fashion in comparison to Buju. And I'm not gonna lie, you see, Chronix, the interview with Chronix, he had an interview with
at 97.
At 97. And how he handled himself there, actually made me feel like, yo, I like a revival feeling, like, yo, me need to learn my history, me need to, you know, dig into certain backgrounds of reggae music and where that come from. And then even how he broke down a famous folk sounding song that we all sing as black people, right?
Yeah.
How he broke it down, I was just like, oh shit. I've been singing that song from I was a kid, and it's almost like you sing the words and you understand what the words they mean. You see me?
Exactly.
Show you how deep the artists really take it. So when a Buju come forth and say it all the way, must say, without attempting to teach the youths, teach the youth, or show them the way, you know, it just come off as you feel like you're better. And you feel like you're better than we because you read the
right thing.
And because you read a few books, because I mentioned a few books and things where a lot of people kind of where no read and certain I guess intellectually inclined, you know,
that will frighten them.
Automatically them are gonna get frightened and feel a certain way. You see me?
Yeah, and me feel and me take offense to stuff like that because you don't know. Look at a Nipsey Hussle, right? The man they used to go at them bed with them audio book a playing in them ears, right? Religiously. You get what I say? So when you know August why them youth are with the hip hop,
there's different.
That is too much of a wide range to say. It's like that's one of them man the garbage, and that you can't say that. You get what I'm saying?
There's different avenues to it.
And the fact say even a Chronix now, if Chronix now as a young youth go back in our history so far, just feel his own knowledge and feel better in craft. It show you say the reggae music now are dead if we are mix and mingle and expand. You get what I'm saying? Because people go still out the like that way genuinely go back in the backbone and the foundation of where we come from.
But there's space for both. And I think that's my issue. The way the message is being delivered, like, it can't be both.
It's creativity. Like, it's unlimited. There's no cap.
You can still have 90s artists and still have the new guys there.
Yeah.
Why can't be everyone? This idea where, we have to go back. Who does that? Which genre of music does that?
Yeah. So right now, to me again, it sound like, yo, make this clear. We not fight down Buju, right? Because like I said, what he recently did, right? It's commendable. Real talk. As far as even him interview thing them when go on. Yeah, the album, we might not like the album, but he might try to send a message.
No man, but if the positive messages that he was delivering was good.
Right.
You know, because black people do need to stick together. We do need to buy black. He did say that. We need to buy black.
We do need
ownership. He did
pay
talk
attention
about
to academics and read more and expand my mind. Yeah. So him touch some definite.
So at that point, you see everything where you guys just said, Oliver and Shane, is what we choose to focus on, because really we need that in order to move forward. We need a broader understanding of everything that's going on, and we need the same thing, like I said, education, reading. We need to support each other, right? All of them things there. You know what I'm saying? And as a matter of fact, he said something that, you know, we are very good at destruction. We are very, very good at that, right? I mean, the human race as a whole very good at destruction. So it's not just black people, right? But at any rate, yes, like Oliver just said and like what Buju said, just let's build. Let's work on building up our neighborhoods rather than tearing it down and then have nothing the next day. Let's build. You see me?
Build. Let's work together. Let's own things. Ownership.
I also realize
the platforms now, own it.
Own it. And the, you know, the whole destruction and thing that again is like you just look for now. Because if we should look at destruction and stuff like that, I know we did not destroy nothing. Remember, say we never pillage nobody place and destroy what them have and take over nothing, brother.
Right.
You get me? So that now is another point where, to me, kind of touchy, because it's like I look at history for last week or last month.
Last 50 years.
You get what I'm saying? Or recently.
Me gonna end it from my side. Me gonna end it from my side by saying this, and this is something what me say. If you there watch, really pay attention to what did I go on in the Charlemagne interview, the Breakfast Club interview with Ocho. He had a picture frame behind him on the wall, and it said, if I remember correctly, it said, "Happiness is not a destination. It is a way of life." Yeah, it is a way of life. You see me?
It's a journey,
right. So in all of that, and with everything where he was trying to do and trying to say, him have to also realize, you know what I mean, with all of them little ills that we are plague us as a people, you know what I mean, we just need to make some improvements for our way of life, and that's it. Simple. It's not gonna happen because Buju said it. It didn't happen because Marcus Garvey said it. It didn't happen because Martin Luther or Malcolm X or any of our great
Mandela.
Yeah, it didn't happen because they said it, but it moved the needle a little bit further. So if only what he's trying to do moves the needle a little bit further, that'd be a great thing. And that's where I'm coming. You know, that's
Good.
So to Buju. You dig?
That's a good way for rapping.
Yeah, definitely. And just for the viewers, just make me know what to feel about the interviews that Buju did. Right, if you guys happen to see it, you know what I mean, he did touch on some definitely touched on some positive and important things that we're going through as a people, not just the music, but overall, and some of it, like I say, I don't necessarily agree with, because some of it is judgmental in my opinion. You understand what I'm saying? And just make me know what you feel or what you think.
All right, so time for we left Buju alone before the people them say we are bad at Buju. But we love your Buju. Anyway, next topic.